Hi everybody. Today let's deal with Unit 1, that is Introduction to Yoga and Yogic Practices. So in this we have several topics. So today we shall deal with yoga etymology, definitions, aim, objectives, misconceptions, origin, history and development. Okay? Starting with etymology, the word yoga usually refers to different things in today's time. In day-to-day activities, many understand in their own way. Some may understand it as an Indian form of exercise or for a specific body posture, or some may understand it as the exercises which only the elderly people do. You get several other kinds of information like this. Some think only as breathing practices, some think it is only a relaxation practice, and some think it is not for the people who work out in gym. Some think it is for a specific religion. Some think it is done only when we are ill. Likewise, you can get many of these kind of answers. But actually, yoga is derived from the Sanskrit word yuj, meaning yoke or harness or join together. So, yoga is commonly understood as union, that is joining. Joining what? Joining of Jivatma with Paramatma, that is individual self with the universal self. Yoga is the discipline, or it is called a sadhana, or a continuous effort to attain the union. According to Patanjali Maharshi, who is known as the traditional founder of yoga system, the purpose of yoga is to attain spiritual perfection through the control of body and senses and the mind. So, how is yoga defined as? We understood what is the meaning of the term yoga or yuj, and now let's deal with the definitions. So, the famous definition of Maharshi Patanjali, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha, as per Patanjali Yoga Sutra. This is the definition which is given by Patanjali Maharshi. Here, our mind is called the Chitta. It is the source for everything. Likewise, we have many productive cause of all the trigunas. We have trigunas. Trigunas is Satvika Guna, Rajasika Guna and Tamasika Guna. The mind is called Prakasha Kriya Sthiti Shila. And the states of trigunas are brightness for Satvika Guna, action for Rajasika Guna, and static for Tamoguna. Tamoguna is also known for motionless, constant, inactive. Chitta, what is the mind, has 5 states. That is Kshipta, that is disturbed, Mudha, that is dull, Vikshipta, that is distracted, Ekagra, that is concentrated or one-pointed, Nirodha means master. So, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha means mastering the mind by attaining concentrated state. There are innumerable definitions. As we know, our holy text Bhagavad Gita mainly deals with yoga. All types of yoga is covered in that. So even it has different definitions. In the comments section, you can share the other definitions of yoga and who has given that. Think it as an homework and comment below. Coming to the history and development of yoga. It is said that the origin of yoga is from our Vedas and Upanishads. Around 5,000 years ago, there are many yogic texts. It says about yoga, many ancient texts. But finally, when we go backwards towards the history, we find Vedas. So, Vedas are ultimately known to be the start of yoga, as we have many in detailed descriptions in Vedas. After coming from Vedic period, we had many masters, gurus who contributed towards yoga. They had their own Gurukula system in which they started teaching and preaching yoga, implementing it. The foremost pioneer of yoga is considered none other than Hiranyagarbha after an intensified research. Rig Veda supports this statement. And then the parampara of Guru Shishyas were started in the Gurukulas, and this is known as per Mundaka Upanishad. Likewise, we get data from other Vedas and Upanishads also. Coming to the aim and misconceptions about yoga, the ultimate aim of yoga is just self realization, that is moksha or kaivalya or nirvana. This is the state in which one ultimately free everything from all miseries and sufferings of life. It could be said that the primary goal of yoga is to gain balance and control over one's life, to free oneself from all the confusion and distress, to provide a sense of calm that comes from the practice of yogic asanas, pranayama, and breathing practices. The practice of yogic asanas aims at overcoming the limitations of the body. Other forms of exercises are also good, but being merely good is not enough. Such exercises strain the body muscles, joints, skeletal system, and all parts of the body. In contrast, yoga, it rejuvenates the body inside and outside and liberates the mind from all the stress of the modern life and all parts of the body. In contrast, yoga, it rejuvenates the body inside and outside and liberates the mind from all the stress of the modern life and lifestyle. Pranayama and breathing practices leads towards the control of prana, the vital energy of life. It involves developing awareness of one's breath. In turn, it helps in developing awareness of one's mind and establishing control over the mind. Regular practice of stretches, twist, bend, and inversions restores strength and stamina in the body. Yogic postures, together with breath control, rectify physical posture and physiological disorders also. Practicing yogasana cleanses and detoxifies the body. It also, like yoga poses, also tone the whole body and strengthen bones and muscles, correct the posture, improve breathing, and increase energy. Yogasanas help us to learn how to adjust and arrange each part of our body. Misconceptions. We have so many misconceptions about yoga. In earlier period, yoga was told that it is only for old age people and no kids are going to do that. And now also we have so many misconceptions that children below 10 years are not supposed to do yoga. Likewise, it is not that efficient as other like Zumba or gym or something like that. It is most common misconception that yoga should be avoided by expectant mothers. Actually, it is very good during the pregnancy, so that the child growth is also would be very nice. But the misconception says that no, the mothers, upcoming mothers should not be doing yoga. But the fact is that doctors themselves believe that yoga is one of the best thing to be done during pregnancy, and most of the doctors they suggest now to do yoga to avoid stress and other problems for the upcoming child. Some people think that yoga is not that challenging as gym or aerobics, Zumba, and think that it ranks low as cardiovascular workout. We just went through about the origin and history of yoga, but we have to see towards the development of yoga also. In earlier days, as we studied, the origin was from the time of Vedic period. So we have many illustrations in Vedas and Upanishads that it was from the time of Vedas. And later on, it was passed on from years from Rishi Muni culture, Gurukula culture. Many of the traditional gurus also followed yoga and preached yoga in their gurukulas. Later on, it was spread worldwide, and most of the countries have their own type of yoga. They have it in their own names. We can now find yin yoga, zen yoga, chair yoga, facial yoga, all these kinds of yoga. But initially, the basis for all these was laid during the Vedic period. Coming towards the development, yoga is not the only practice which is done for the body. It is totally for good well-being. In classical yoga period, Patanjali Muni laid the foundation for, or he laid the stepping stone for yoga. So the yoga which was proposed by him is called as Patanjali Yoga or Raja Yoga, which has 8 limbs: Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. So it is bifurcated into two parts: Antaranga Yoga and Bahiranga Yoga. Antaranga Yoga includes Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi, whereas Bahiranga Yoga includes Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, and Pratyahara. Pratyahara is sometimes called as the linkage between Bahiranga Yoga and Antaranga Yoga. We can see all these later in depth. So post classical period, there was many types of yoga developed, like Hatha Yoga, Tantra Yoga, Mantra Yoga, Nada Yoga. All these kinds of things developed. From almost 20th century, yoga traveled to the west. Renowned yoga masters like our Swami Vivekananda preached yoga to the western countries. When it was a start, that yoga traveled all around the world, starting from the Chicago conference in USA. Subsequently, yoga and its tradition received strong inspiration, and due to the pioneering efforts of several legends in India, like Krishnamacharya, who proposed Ashtanga Yoga, and BKS Iyengar, forming Iyengar Yoga. Likewise, Sri K. Pattabhi Joyce, Swami Shivananda, it's called Shivananda Yoga. Likewise, our Indian Yoga Institute, Yogendra Ji, he also preached yoga in other countries also. Likewise, we had many other legends. Our Dr. H.R. Nagendra Guruji, who also did it from S. Vyasa University. And nowadays, recently, we see Jaggi Vasudev Ji from Isha Yoga Center. All these are the developments and upcomings in the field of yoga. So in our next session, let's deal with principles of yoga and practices of yoga and the limbs of yoga. Okay, thank you. If you have any doubts, please comment below. And I had already said you an assignment, that is definitions according to Bhagavad Gita, Kathopanishad, or you have many other definitions in Patanjali Yoga Sutra also. Comment below. Thank you. Thanks for your time.